Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes.
Some of the other members of the team are going to join us in just a bit. But today is Election Day, and you know, it doesn't feel like it. When you think of Election Day, you think of like November or something.
Yes, and people are like, oh, it is?
It's primary day here in Charlotte.
But yeah, at 6:30 this morning, polls opened all across the Charlotte area. Thousands are going to cast their ballots to start the process of selecting Charlotte's next leaders. So Democrats and unaffiliated voters will get their say in who they would like to see run in the general election come November. So Wake Up Charlotte's Destiny Richards joins us now. Destiny, those polls are going to stay open all day. They're going to close tonight at 7:30, right?
That's correct. They will close at 7:30 tonight. If you're still in line at 7:30, you will be able to vote. But yeah, it doesn't feel like Election Day because it is September, but those who are elected in this primary, these races are for mayor, city council, and city council at-large positions. They will be in the general election on November 7th. And so that's the big thing to know today, that they are local office positions. And this is also the day that North Carolina's ID laws go into place. So they're asking you to bring a college ID, to bring a driver's license or veteran ID when you vote. But if you don't have it, you'll still be able to vote using a provisional ballot. That's according to the Mecklenburg County Board of Elections. And then something else to note today is that if you need to know where your polling place is, a really good tool is the North Carolina State Board of Elections website. There you can enter in your name, your residential address, and that'll let you know exactly where your nearest polling place is. Right now we're at a polling place that is in 3rd Ward here in Charlotte. Haven't seen a whole lot of people today, but it is suggested that if you want to avoid those long lines, it's really early in the morning and then right before the polls close. You know, people are going to be getting off of work around 5, so that's probably the time that they're going to be really busy. So if you want to avoid the long lines, avoid those peak times. But again, 7:30 tonight is when those polls close. If you're there at 7:30, don't get out of line. You can still vote. We know that more than 6,700 people voted in early voting. So we'll have to wait to see what turnout is like today on Election Day. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Destiny, sounds good. One other thing real quickly is that if it feels like we just voted in the city of Charlotte, it's because we did. Because last year we had an election because it was put off by the 2020 census. And so it is not your imagination. We are voting in back-to-back years, and this term was especially short for members of city council. So that explains. Also, you heard Destiny mention photo ID that you need. So we want to verify real quickly, can you vote if you don't have a photo ID? Our sources, the North Carolina State Board of Election, also Mecklenburg County Elections Chair Michael Dickerson. A decision from the state Supreme Court early this year now says that you have to show an ID before casting a ballot. But here's the important thing, folks. There are exceptions. The State Board of Elections says if you don't have an ID because of several reasons, like it was stolen, you don't have transportation, any of those reasons right there, you can fill out what's called an exception form and you'll still be able to vote. So we can verify, yes, all voters will be allowed to vote whether you have an ID or not. But it's important to know that you have that right and you can fill out that form if you go and there's any questions about you not having an ID.
We've been covering this for months with the student IDs too.
Yep.
And they have to get approved by the state. Some schools had to reprint IDs just so that, you know, students can vote.
But it's important people know that. So that if there is any question or if they come across an election worker who probably knows all this stuff already, but to push back a little bit and make sure their voice is heard.
It's going to be a nice day to get out there and vote, right, Chris?
Well, you said it. It doesn't feel like Election Day. I was like, wait, it is? Yeah, because it's going to be near 90 degrees today. Today is going to be the hottest day that we have this week. Really, I'm leveling out about 87, but it will feel like 90 because today is also the most humid day and your best chance for storms. So here's how it all goes down. Once you get to the ends of the polls, that's where you're expecting the showers to really start to move in. So 7:30 is the time. Notice what's happening right around 7 o'clock. So I think that that's going to be the best window of opportunity opening up across the Charlotte area, but we're not done. You're going to have those slow-moving thunderstorms as we saw over the weekend, as we saw this morning. It was only about 3 storms that we had across the area, but some areas saw none. Others saw over an inch of rain. So that's going to be the same case and scenario. Notice that it's 1 a.m. at this point. You're still seeing them stick around. And tomorrow morning's commute could have a decent amount of rain as well. And then one more round. Why not, right? That is the end of your Wednesday. And this is for a good reason, because that's a cold front. And then, whoo, look at that. This is feeling more like Election Day weather. Either side of 80 degrees. By the way, our average high for this day in climatology is 84. As we work our way through September to start October, we average a high of 78 degrees in Charlotte. So this is the time that we really start to ramp down our high temperatures, because we are working our way into fall. Temperatures fall, what do you know? And it's going to feel a lot better as well. So not as humid. It's going to feel actually amazing on Friday. That's why it's my pick of the week.
All right, Chris. Thank you very much.
Political scientists will tell you that the single biggest indicator on voter turnout is weather.
Okay.
And so if it's rainy, combined with the fact that it's an off-year election and it's a municipal election, voter turnout might not be what people are hoping. So
we blame weather for a lot of things.
Don't let that be the case. Make sure if there's something on the ballot in your neck of the woods that you get out and
There's
vote.
a lot of dry periods, so don't use it as an excuse.
See, right there.
From this guy.
Don't have an excuse.
Go now.
All right, so go vote, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Bye, everybody.